Hey, Professor Baldwin here. Today we're going to look at linear equations, functions, zeros, and then of course some application problems. Remember, a linear equation in one variable is an equation that you can write in the format mx plus b equals 0, where m and b are real numbers and m, the slope, isn't 0. For the first example, we're asked to solve. And when you're solving, remember you're just isolating the variable. So here, our first step is to subtract 5 from both sides, and that'll leave 4x on the left, which is equal to 16. And since 4 is multiplied with the x, we need to do the opposite, which is divide, and that will leave us with x on the left, which is equal to 4. Now, example 2. Let's combine our variables first, and we're going to add 4x from the left, and we'll do that on both sides. And look what happens. When we add 4x on the left, those cancel out and we have 2 11ths left. But on the right, the 4x being added cancels out that negative 4x as well, and we're left with 9 over 11. Well, 2 over 11 does not equal 9 over 11. This is not true. And because this statement is not true, we do not have a solution for this linear equation. So we'll just write no solution. Now let's look at some word problems, some applications. Remember, when you're solving word problems, you want to use a problem-solving process. And I recommend this 4-step process. First, understand the problem. Second is to translate it and devise your plan. The third is to carry out that plan, or to actually solve the equation and the problem. And 4 is to look back and check your answer and interpret. Make sure you're expressing everything in the proper format. Now, some formulas to review. The motion formula, or the distance, rate, time. So distance is equal to the rate, or the speed, times time. And simple interest. I equals PRT. I is the interest earned. P is the principal that you're investing. R is your interest rate in decimal format. And T is your time in years. Our first example, we have an airplane. So we have an airplane that travels 450 miles per hour in still air. What does that mean? 450 miles per hour in still air. Well, if P is the speed of our plane, that plane by itself goes 450 miles per hour. Okay, and it encounters a 30 mile per hour headwind. Well, that would tell us if W is the speed of the wind is going at 30 miles per hour. Or the plane minus the wind would be 420 miles per hour for the speed. Right? This is a plane flying into the wind. It gets slowed down by the wind. And our question is, how long will it take? So we're looking for time. So how long will it take for the plane to travel 1,050 miles into the wind? Well, we know our distance, so this is a distance, rate, time problem. So our distance, 1,050, is equal to our rate, 420 miles per hour, times time. Divide both sides by 420, and we see that the time is equal to 2.5. Well, 2.5 what? Since speed is measured in miles per hour, and our distance was in miles, that means our time is measured in hours. So this plane can travel 1,050 miles in 2.5 hours. The second example, we're looking at an investment. So Carrie makes an investment at 4% simple interest. At the end of 1 year, the total value of the investment is $1,560. How much was originally invested? Okay, so we know simple interest. Simple interest is I equals PRT. 4% is our interest rate, so we know that R equals 4%, or as a decimal, it's 0.04. We're told that time is 1 year. And then we're told the total value of the investment is $1,560. Total value means the amount of the principal, how much I initially invested, plus the interest I earned is equal to $1,560. So we need to use this P plus I equals 1,560. We don't know what P is, but we know that I is equal to PRT. So let's replace I with PRT. Because we know all of the values here except for P. So that would be P plus P times R, which is 0.04, times T, which is 1, equals 1,560. Now we're going to factor out a P, and we have P times 1 plus 0.04 equals 1,560. Or P times 1.04 equals 1,560. Divide both sides by 1.04, and we get that P is equal to $1,500. So the principal that is originally invested is $1,500. Now, what is a zero? A zero of a linear function is the input you get when the output is 0. So it's solving when y equals 0 in essence. So we're trying to find the x-intercept. So we're replacing our f of x with 0. So we're solving 0 equals negative 2x plus 11. We're going to add 2x to both sides. And we get 2x equals 11. Divide by 2, and our 0 here is 11 halves. The same for example 2. Finding a 0 is just replacing the f of x with 0. So 0 equals 2 minus 10x. We'll add 10x to both sides. And we have 10x equals 2. Divide by 10. So our 0 is equal to 2/10 or 1/5. Have a question or a problem you want help with? Leave it in the comments and I'll include it in one of my videos.